Hello and welcome everyone to AFR Tier 1 Round 6 in this championship. We are here in the lovely track of Monaco. As you can tell, I am very excited today because we're going to get an excellent race. As of course, I am Kunai Zero. With me is C Carrot.
Absolutely pumped for this one, lads. This is going to be great.
It's going to be fantastic. Alright, so we're just... everyone's warming up in the pit garage, waiting for qualifying to start. Let's get ourselves set up here. Okay, so let's see. Got a couple of people making their way out at the moment.
Geez, we're in for a treat here. We've got some real pacey guys here today. Excuse the pun. Pacey and Revo, both top 10 guys in terms of speed in the world around Monaco. So experts at their craft. Really looking forward to seeing this.
Yes, indeed. We are going to see some blistering lap times. Yes, Revo, who we're on board with at the moment, he third in the world. He set a time in time trial. However, as a point of caution, you can be as fast as you want in time trial, and that's fine. But once it comes to league racing, of course, you have to contend with different tyres, wear, fatigue of the driver, this and that. Time trial is usually one lap, and a race is 39, or at least with 50%, sorry. And with Revo specifically, there's no doubt he's going to be fast. I agree with you there. 100% will be fast, but he's aggressive. And the problem with that is, if he doesn't watch out, he's going to hit a wall, and he's going to knock himself out. He did it in Baku. Baku, by comparison, is like 50,000 times wider.
Yeah, Monaco takes no prisoners. No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Right.
Can he put it all together? He's due one, though.
Yes, right. So that's where my worry is. Now, Lucky Richard in the chat is letting us know that Revo lapped the entire field in AOC. That does not surprise me in the slightest, right? But he has to be conscious about his position in the field. He has to be conscious of back markers when he approaches them. He has to be conscious of battles that are going to happen. Because the thing is, Pacey is going to be stuck behind the back of that racing point for the entire race, right? And he's not going to let up. We're going to see the same situation that happened in real life this year at Monaco, where Verstappen put so much pressure on Hamilton, Hamilton started shitting his pants in the cockpit, right? That's going to happen here today. So all Revo has to do is keep his head on and say, yep, no worries, I know I'm fast, I know I can do this, but I've just got to be a little bit conservative and not put the car into the wall.
Yeah, I mean, battle of those two. The pace is lightning. You're not going to hit time trial pace in this race, obviously. You're going to be a good 3 seconds slower, I would say. But it's going to come down to who has the cleanest drive, I think. Just one chip of a wing here and there. It's enough to ruin your time around Monaco. So, I mean, let's not forget the other guys. We know Seb, he's always quick. Matt's always quick. So, there's going to be guys ready to pounce.
Righto, as Revo comes across with a 1:09.5. So, already putting down the time to beat. As we see some of the other ones come down. Pacey with a 1:10.1. Ball and Rocky with a 1:10.8. Skyfield comes in there with a Williams with a 1:10.1 as well. Major Payne with a 1:10.9 as the list goes on. So we're starting to see some good times. It's only at the start of qualifying, so it's only going to get better and better as the track rubbers in and the drivers get more and more comfortable. We might jump on with Combined and see how he gets his lap done as he comes off his outlap here. But it's going to be quite an interesting race, I think. I think everyone here has the potential to do an excellent drive. Of course, some are going to be faster than others, but Monaco is not a track where speed is everything. I mean, it has one DRS point on a straight that is arguably not straight, and it doesn't really do anything for you. I mean, even if you're within the 1 second, but by the time you get to the first turn, you can't really make a move. There are maybe 3 places on the track where you can make a move, which is the straight, not straight. You can, if you're ballsy, you can go at the hotel hairpin, which would be fantastic to see today, but I just don't know about that one. Or you can brake late into the Novell chicane and then hope that you can beat him into that first part of the chicane. Anywhere else is just way too risky. The track is way too tight. You can't. I mean, I am more than welcome to see people attempt overtakes at other places, but that's the thing. Speed will only get you so far. It's all about track position. So a lot of this is going to be tyre choice. As you can see, everyone's coming out on softs. A couple of people there on the medium and hard, but I think they will switch. And then it'll be about holding that position. What's going to be your tyre strategy? When are you going to pit? Are you going to try and, are we going to get a safety car? Will there be an accident? All of this comes into account, and that's what makes Monaco so damn good.
Yeah, it's a mental battle more than anything. Consistency is key. Pace, irrelevant, really. The slowest car can easily win around Monaco if they put it all together. So, as we see in real life, a gearbox failure and you still win like Danny Ricciardo. But we've seen some good times in here. Skyfield's, he's up there, Bull and Rocky. Speaking of someone like Combined, we know he's quick. He's always quick in practice, but he's really not had the rub of the green this season. His best finish is a 5th, but otherwise it's 10th and 11th. So I'm hoping he can put something together for us as well.
This is Matt Zoid came across with a 1:09.9, so he's hot on the heels of Revo there. As Revo getting set for another lap. So what have we got? The slowest time at the moment is a 1:20 by Apollo.
I'm thinking there must have been a spin or something in that one.
Yeah,
just
maybe.
To feel it lap.
Maybe, or it's
out in the hards. He's probably just adjusting his setup a little bit out there on the hards, rub it in. It's all still a bit meaningless with 11 minutes to go.
Alright, so we'll just jump back on with Revo, who is our current leader, as he is preparing to get off his out lap. So Seb in the pits and Lotus as well, still waiting to do their times.
Lotus has just jumped out of the session, so maybe changing his controls around or something like that, maybe.
Hopefully he gets in. Plagued with issues, Lotus does. So yeah, hopefully he can get back in for the race. As we have 11 minutes, 11 and 20 to go in qualifying, as Revo comes around. Raskas onto that straight. We'll just jump on board with him and fly on a hot lap. Let's see what he could do straight out the gate as he comes into Saint Deveau. Gets past that first sector, moving up to Massenet. And down. Apollo gives way. Goes in the casino. He doesn't seem to be holding a lot of speed, I don't think. I don't know, Revo seems a little slow. I don't think that's going to be his lap. Maybe he's just doing another feeler.
He's on an outlap, isn't he?
He was. He just ticked over then. So I think maybe he'll just be on like a second, or I'm not sure about that one, but he definitely doesn't have. He's not holding.
His tyres are still telling me that they're on 0 laps, so he's got full ERS, so yeah. He's definitely not speeding for it this time around.
Yeah, he just cut through the Novel chicane, so yeah, that definitely it'll be his next one, I think. We'll see how it goes. As he comes through the swimming pool.
That'll also be a point. It's pretty easy to get some warnings around here. Couple of places are pretty strict on the old corner cut, turn 1 especially. So we'll see if the odd time penalty plays.
Yes, indeed. All right, so Revo now. This is a bit more pace that we're expecting as he comes up through Massenet into Casino. There we go, down through the gears, keeping those revs high as he moves down into the first part of the Mirabeau corner.
A little bit of a drift there, warming up those rear tyres.
Exactly right. It comes into the hotel hairpin. Ooh, lock up on that front left. Moves down to the second part of Mirabeau as he comes into Portier.
A little bit of traffic, but it's made it clear. It's all good.
There's Seb there as Revo comes down through the tunnel, making his way down to the Novel chicane. Full speed. Hammers on the brakes. Oh, millimetres to that bloody barrier. He moves in through there. Gets out of the Novel chicane into Tabac. Shifts down. Ooh, getting really close to that wall, but you need to use every inch of the track as he comes into the swimming pool area. Bloody hell, he's got some blistering time here. Down through the gears. Will he go down in the first? Yes, he does. As he comes around Raskas. Moves down into that first straight. Here we go. What are we going to get? Where's a 108.9 from the Racing Point driver.
Not bad, but the key thing there is there's more to gain. There was even I could see a few sectors he lost a little bit on, so he could probably gain another half a second easy there if he really wanted to, but that's blistering as it is.
Yes, yes indeed. So that cements his position up there as we're on board with Seb as he's going through his lap now. We'll see what time he can pull. He was almost going to be a no-show for this race, but he just managed to get back, so yeah, that's good. So we'll see both the Mercedes drivers competing in today's race. Hopefully they'll be able to keep the pressure on Revo and make him fight to win.
Seb deciding to do his lap on the mediums, of course. It's rare to see him actually come out this early.
That is
He
true.
likes to sit and wait.
He likes to monitor everyone else.
A little bit of clip of the wall there. Don't think he picked up damage.
Oh, and
again,
there's a
there
wing.
goes the end plate. Okay, so that's ruined this lap for him.
So he's going to have to pull in. Or not. He can just keep
He's not
going.
going to ban it. He's got the banker lap. He's going to put it in.
So that'll be his save. So even with that collision, that puts him at a 110.2 on the medium compound.
Wow.
So not bad. Not bad at
That's
all.
pretty impressive, that.
Okay. Jump on board with Matt Zoid now. He's warming up his tyres. So he's on the soft compound as he comes around and finishes his outlap. Oh, I cannot wait to get this race underway. This is going to be great. These guys are pushing their hardest here in qualifying, and if that's any indication, they're not going to let up in the race. So it's going to be a lot
What
harder.
do you think, strategy-wise? Are we thinking soft to hards? One stop's got to be the plan. You lose so much time around here running through the pit lane, but
yeah, I would assume that that'd be the case for sure. Everyone wants to come out on the soft compound and qualify and try and get as much pace as possible because position is everything on this track. So I would assume that would mean that everyone's going to push the softs till expiration and then just hit the hards and go home on that. But we could see some two-stoppers. I don't think it'll pay off for you, though. I just don't think with this grid, I don't think a two-stop will pay off in the end for that. You're going to lose too much time in the pits.
I think the two stoppers will be those who are changing wings.
Well, of course.
Going to be the only reason they're going to want to do that. And then, suddenly you can turn it into a sprint, soft, medium, soft, or something like that. So we'll see. I'm not too sure on tyre deg around here. I haven't had a good chance to practice around here much in the last couple of patches. So how the mediums and hards hold up, I'm not sure.
Oh man, and so it looks like Matt Zoid might get held up here by the Alpha. No, they're both on a hot lap, so no, they'll probably get out just fine. Flyboy moves across. Good sportsmanship there, not holding him up. Let's see what Matt Zoid can pull off. Oh god, he's really gaining up in the back of that Alfa Romeo.
Really tough around here to make way in these qualifying sessions. There's going to be a lot of red mist if you get held up here too, so there's just nowhere to pull off. So what can you do?
Well, knowing that we had 8 DNFs in Tier 1 for Baku, again, I'm just...
Matt sort of bails out of the lap, so he obviously wasn't happy with that. Didn't set a time.
Yeah, I'm just on the assumption that there's going to be some incidents. Hopefully there isn't too much because, you want to see a nice clean race from everybody, but it is also quite exciting when things, get thrown into the mix. I don't even know what the weather's going to be like. I assume that it's going to be sunny and we're going to get a great race, but it could rain. And if it rains, it just makes it that much harder on the track. So
I can't even think. That's just cognitive overload for me thinking of a race at Monaco with rain in it. I mean, but hey, that can bring some of the midfield back. Some of the guys, it's a great equaliser, the old rain. Can separate the boys from the men, but also bring the midfield together.
Yes, indeed. All right, so Flyboy on his hot lap. We'll see what the Ferrari driver can pull out as he comes in through Tabak. Holding down through his speed. Piece of end plate there on the track, left by Seb, I believe. Oh no, that's Seb's end plate. That belongs to someone else. Down through the gears, moving through Raskas. Oh no, he's gone into the pits as well. Alright, so let's have a look. Wahid's come in and out laps. We'll go on board with him. So if we have a quick look at the times there, so Revo's still on the 108.9. Pacey right behind him with a 109.8. And Matt Zoid very close behind him with a 109.9. So we're seeing some good times there. Not a massive gap between the board. Of course, Apollo on a 112 brings it down from that 120. Saxa there with a 111 and then it goes up from there. So you've obviously got your clear cutters there in the top 4.
Well, that's the most interesting thing, I think. Pacey there sitting pretty in second with the mediums. Gives him a nice ride, because if those softs fall off real early, he can go the medium hard, have a lot more tyre life near the end of the race compared to Revo. If Revo stays on the softs, he may well come out and set a soft time. That's it. I mean, a medium time even faster than his soft, so who knows the way this track rubbers in, but it's interesting.
So if he keeps that second position, then obviously he's going to be able to push a lot further than Revo will on that track. So we'll see how that works out for him. It'll just depend on whether or not Pacey can put enough time between him and Revo coming out of the pits for him to get in, switch, and then come back out. I'm not sure what the gap will be because Revo will obviously rejoin with the grid. So if he gets held up by the grid while Pacey's nice and out, well, we could see some really, really good strategy paying off there. But we'll have to wait till the race to see what happens.
And it looks to me like Pacey's coming out now on a set of softs, so we can throw that little discussion into the bin. So
yep.
Looks like he wants to set his time on the softs after all and go for that pole.
And that means that everyone, except for Wahid, is on soft tyres. So Wahid comes across the line with a... Oh no, he slowed down there, yep. So no, that's not going to be part of his. So his best will be a 1:11.0 as the majority of the field start coming out of their out laps. I might just jump on with Pacey now that he's on his softs and see what he pulls out as Revo starts his lap. Actually, if he's still on his out lap, let's jump on with Revo then.
Seb won't be happy sitting 6th either, so he'll want to improve, no doubt.
He's still got 1:30, so we'll see what he can do. Alright, so Revo coming down through first section of Mirabeau. Nice, cool, gets a clip there. That's going to cost him. He comes in to Hotel. So and another clip there as well.
There's the end plate gone, so that's his lap in the toilet.
Unlucky for Revo.
He's lucky he's got a good second to play with. But it's out of his hands now. We'll see what pace he can put in.
So that's probably going to be... Yeah, that's probably going to be his lap done. I mean, 1 minute, you still got to get into the pits and change. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. So that's Revo there with a 1:08.9. That's probably going to be his best. Now, Pacey coming around that last corner. Smashes on the gas. DRS on, ERS up. Goes across the line. Here we go. Starts his hot lap. Oh, getting a little bit sideways there. Now he's got traffic. Now, hopefully they move out of the way. As he comes into Massenet. Nice move there by Apollo. Thank you. Moves in through Casino. Coming down into Mirabeau. Ooh, heard that. Got a little bit of tyre there on the barrier, but that's okay. As long as you keep your end plate, you're still okay. Down through the gears as he comes into the Hotel hairpin. Oh, God, there's a big thing there. I don't know if that's damaging. Oh, and Flyboy's around as well. So Flyboy's just spun.
You can put a fork in Pacey there as well, so... Wow, okay. That's Monaco, isn't it?
Everyone pushing right at the end to try and get their times in, and unfortunately not working out the best. I mean, Pacey's still gunning it. He's trying to salvage something, so we'll see how he goes. Obviously, Revo retired there, so that's a 1:08.9 from him. Alright, let's see how he comes out. Coming around there, Raskas. He's going straight into the pits, yep, so that's his lap done. Now, and Seb just sets a 1:09.1, so he's just qualified in front of his teammate. Fantastic drive there.
Wow. As Matzoid clips his wing, so that's his lap done. So 4th, as good as it'll be for him.
There's his end plate gone. Unfortunate for him. So yeah, it looks like there's going to be your grid. Revo in
just Gus Rules left to finish a clean lap by the look of it.
Let's go down
What's he going to do? Can he improve?
Across the line with it. I don't know because it timed out. I think he got a 1:09.
I think he did.
He just went third. He just split up the Mercedes drivers. So it's going to be Revo first
lap.
with Seb in second and Gus splitting up the two Mercedes by taking third. So that's fantastic. So let's have a look here. That is your grid in front of you. Not bad. Not bad. Now,
impressive pace.
Pacey is starting on the mediums with a 1:09.8.
Well, he never improved on that soft stint at the end there, so I don't know if that's what he wanted to do, but that's what he's got.
Well, that's it. So this is a pretty good grid. The times are pretty close together, at least at the top end here. So now the chaos starts. Now the unknown begins. We'll see how it all pans out. Hopefully, hopefully they'll just blitz it and have a clean race and we're all good. But a little part of me does want a little bit of contact or some spinning just to keep it interesting.
Well, look, I reckon the odds are 1,000 to 1 for a clean race. Let's be real. Even with the skill of these guys, it's when you're pushing like this, and there is a bit of a pace difference between the top and the bottom, as there always is going to be. Traffic, I mean, the way the pit stops work, as we know, impossible to overtake in Monaco, it seems like. So you pit, come out behind a slower driver, suddenly you get brake checked, red mist starts flying, frustration happens, wings go into the shadow realm. So we'll see.
Yes, indeed. All right, so just waiting on all the players to get ready and set up for our Grand Prix to begin.
We've got guys in chat throwing out the shade, saying Seb's going to crash, putting the jinx out there.
So Seb will crash in one of two ways. Either he'll crash or his game will crash. Either way. Seb has quite an unlucky streak with his internet, so hopefully that's all fixed and he gets a good race in, but all right, we'll see what happens.
Well, I think Lotus is our usual suspect. I think he's yet to get in the points this season, unfortunately. He's been outside just a couple of times, but hopefully he can make the start.
All right, so everyone loading in now, session starting, so they're all on the grid as they get started for their formation lap. Get some heat into those tyres. One last slow lap before attack mode kicks in. So here we are, pole position Revo. So hopefully he'll be able to hold on to that and do some... Okay. Went a little bit wide there, but everything's fine. Alright, so let's get ourselves set up.
In terms of championship, if anyone cares at all, Pacey's definitely the Lewis Hamilton of the season so far. He's got a good 50-point lead over Matt Zoid in second. So if you want to root for the underdog, anyone but Pacey is your man. He's the one to beat.
Yes, so we will see how well he can, if he can bolster up his season lead.
Yet to finish outside the top two, so incredibly consistent over the first 5 races.
Arguably, you could put some of that down to luck, as obviously we had Seb conk out in one of the earlier races, which gave Pacey the lead.
Yeah, well, you got to be in it to win it, don't you?
Exactly right. So we'll see how it pans out. I think we'll see a strong showing from everyone, as we see Riva come around Rascas there and back onto that main straight. So everyone, let's see. So we've got the majority of the grid on softs. We've got Pacey on the mediums. Then we've got Greeny, Flyboy, Saxa, Wahid, Apollo, and Lotus on the mediums. But Nut is starting on the hard tyre. So we'll see how that all pans out for him. But he's obviously wanting to go a much longer distance before he has to pit. All right, we have 17 drivers. Now this is going to be one hell of a start. We'll see what happens. Yep.
Pacey's the one to beat. If he doesn't get overtaken in this first lap, I think his strategy will come into him. So here we go, 5 red lights.
And it's lights out as we move on to Monaco. First lap as they're coming up into that first turn. So far it's been pretty good. As Revo gets a little nice decent lead there. Looks like nobody's collided. So we've got really good as he's coming around Casino. Bloody hell, here we go. Pace right out the gate.
Sportsbet paying out on a clean turn 1 already. Unbelievable.
As they all come into the hotel hairpin. Revo with a nice lead, but Seb and Pacey are like, you're not going to get away from us. Oh, there's a little bit of a...
Oh, we've got a train in the middle.
Yes.
And Wingbit's gone.
Oh, no. So who was... That would have been what? From Bandcamp, I think?
I think Flyboy was stopped dead for a second there.
Well, Wahid just left the session, so...
Flyboy's missing end plate, so he was involved somehow. As is the McLaren behind him. He's missing half his wing. So that's not away. So, well, first round of pit stops, here we come.
Alright, so Revo doing a nice lap. getting that lead there. So we need to. All right, so Revo with a 1:16 as they all come through. Now we're starting to see the times come up now. 1.7 the gap between Pacey and Revo, and then Seb 1.1 behind him. And that mid-section is really doing well. Look, they're all within 1 second of each other. So unfortunately, Wahid is now out of the race. That lap 1 so Monaco took its first driver out. So now we're down to 16 drivers to finish the race.
If Pacey can work the overcut, he's in a really good position here because he can go twice as long on those mediums compared to the rest of them around him. So we'll see how that works.
So Pacey now in second position. That midfield is really close together. I might just quickly jump down, see what
the real loser so far has got to be Matzoid sitting down in 14th. He's lost 9 spots from the start. He's limping around. And
10 seconds behind Apollo, and then Nut 10 seconds behind Matt. So yeah, they're in a bit of an issue there. They're obviously going to become the back marker problem for the first part of the grid.
Must have lost wing. He's pitted and he's on the mediums now. So
yeah, probably got into that collision at the hotel hairpin. All right, on board with Bandcamp. So he makes his way to lap 3, turn 1, coming up there through Saint Deveau into Massenet. God, look at the pace they go on 6th gear, 270 kilometers an hour. As they break down coming into Casino. Going hard. This is good to watch.
I'm looking for a greeny dive bomb on Bull and Rocky in front of him. He's got the pace even though he's on the mediums. Bull and Rocky's just a little bit messy. He might have heated up those rear tyres. A lot of slipping and sliding.
Alright, so let's have a look at these intervals. We're seeing okay, so between first and second is obviously 2 seconds. So Revo got a nice good pace happening and he's just trying to extend that lead as much as possible. Seb 1.6 behind his teammate there in third position. Gus 2.7 behind him as well. So it starts to get a little bit wide as he's coming off the first position. But then from Major Payne onwards, it starts to tighten up. Bandcamp, of course, 1.2 behind him. So we're starting to see decent gaps forming. Of course, when you get to Saxa down in 12th, as Combined gets an overtake there on Greeny. Oh, God, and they're going back and forth.
Greeny's jumped in the pits.
Ah, there we go.
That's why. He's lost an end plate, so that's him.
God,
Didn't see when he did it. He's gone on the hards. Okay, so he's gone for a long stint.
Alright, so more and more damage taking its toll. Alright, so let's move up down towards Bandcamp there. They're getting Major Payne coming right up on the end of Skyfield there. As they come into tunnel.
Bandcamp showing some good pace early on.
Yeah,
he's looking like he's a good mover.
Well, the gap's there. Major Payne might try and make a move here on the Nerval chicane, but no, he takes it safe. It's only lap 4. There's plenty of laps to go. So that entire middle section there, very nice grid happening. Very nice gaps.
Who's going to blink first?
Well, that's it. As they come into swimming pool. So yeah, very, very tight gaps there. And
leaders are pulling away.
DRS is now enabled. Ooh, Pacey setting a fastest lap. 1:12.6 on the mediums. Not bad.
Those softs gone already. 5 laps, yeah, it's probably as good a life you're going to get out of them, to be honest. So yeah, mediums coming into their own now.
Alright, Major Payne now 0.1 behind Skyfield, so we'll go on board with him. We'll see how he does. Now, of course, he could try the infamous hairpin overtake. Don't think it'll go too well. Let's go on board, see what he does. No, he just falls in line. He plays it safe. So maybe he'll try it there at Novell. As they come around into Portier. And putting a foot on the gas, coming through tunnel. Roaring past. Coming out into the blinding sun. As they push down into that chicane. Will he brake late? Nope. Just falling in line. Skyfield gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh no.
That can hurt.
Oh, alright, so that takes the stress off of Payne there. Major Payne doesn't have to fight as hard.
Not that he knows, of course.
That's true. And no team radio to tell him. Oh, well, actually, no, there is. They do tell him that, don't they?
Do they?
I think you can request it. Pretty sure you can request it. Pretty sure you can tell Jeff to actually do something useful for once and tell you.
Well, that'd be a surprise, wouldn't it? But now, as Pacey's really closed that gap on Revo, so those softs are well and truly dead for Revo. He's within DRS now.
Major pain
which tells me
there.
Pacey's strategy is going to come into his own here, because if Revo's softs are dead, he pits, he's going to come out outside the top 10 with bulk slow traffic in front of him. It'll let Pacey build a nice big interval lead, so when he eventually needs to pit for his second set, he might have a free pit stop to do it. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see. So Major Payne just got a little bit of contact there with the back of Skyfield's Williams. That's okay. It doesn't look like any damage happened. Alright, so we've got Skyfield, Major Payne and Bandcamp all nicely bunched up together. Oh god, this is Skyfield gets a little bit of a bump down the barrier. He seems okay. And Pacey dropping down that time more and more. As they come in the swimming pool. It's a fantastic drive here from these three drivers. Some really nice gaps out there.
Pacey's got Revo just where he wants him. He doesn't need to overtake. He can just let Revo sweat, make him push.
Might just jump up there on board with Pacey. So obviously Pacey on the medium tyre, Revo on the soft tyre. Revo's got to be feeling the failure coming in soon of those softs. So Pacey's just putting the... Oh god, there's a little bit of contact there. Pacey just letting him know. Just being like, hey, you can't just rest on your laurels, mate. Alright, as they come into the Novel chicane, we'll jump on board. See what Pacey can do now. Will he be ballsy? Try and overtake? I don't think so, because he's got him in a really good spot. Pacey doesn't have to overdrive the car. He just has to sit there right behind Revo and tell him, listen mate, I'm right here, so don't rest. And Revo's just got to be thinking, look, keep your head down, focused, drive the pants off this car, try and make up time. But Pacey, man, look at that.
Pacey just needs those tyres to last. If he can get them to last another 6 laps or so, I mean, suddenly when he pits, he's going to have a free pit stop compared to the guys who are on the softs around him, because he'll just have that gap.
Yeah. Alright, so look at this.
Up the hill.
Right on the outside. I don't think this is going to work out. There's going to be collisions. Oh, the tyres are touching. Oh, and Pacey makes it past.
Oh, Revo spun.
No. So Revo got a little bit of contact there on the back of Pacey.
No damage, though. No damage.
No, he still seems to have all of his parts. But, yeah, there might be an investigation there.
There'll be some red mist.
Pacey did an unconventional move. He took him on the upset of the hill, which is definitely possible. You could fit 2 wide cars there, but the problem is that Revo at some point would have had to try and start making his way into Casino, and Pacey being on the outside means that he'd have to turn in, and and I don't know, Pencil, you might be right that Revo might have had some understeer there and collected him right at the back, but that's put him off, and it's increased the gap to 3.1 seconds. So now Revo's probably thinking, like, what the hell?
For me, I think that was well okay. I think Pacey had his neck in front. Revo should probably have pulled out, to be honest with you. It's hard to say without a replay.
Right, so Revo pulling into the pits there, so he's just going to take that opportunity to get off the softs because they must be dying. As Seb stays out. Alright, so let's jump back down to the middle section. So Major Payne comes in for his pit stop to switch off the soft compound. We'll jump down to Flyboys sitting 0.5 behind combined in the Haas.
Revo comes out in 5th, 6th. He'll probably lose that position, maybe. He's going to fight for it. He's on the hard, so he's going to go to the end from here. He's been given 5th by Bull and Rocky. Probably a smart move. Don't want to fight with Revo's pace, but okay. Settle in.
Alright, so on board with Flyboy in the Ferrari. Facing down, combines Haas. Nice pace there, 0.3 the gap. Ooh, a little bit of contact, that's okay. No damage from anyone. And it's already been an eventful race so far. So Revo managing to save his car. Got a little bit of spin there, but didn't damage anything, so that was lucky. The gap's still, I mean, he's in 5th, so the gap's...
Pacey pits.
Yep, there we go. So 8 laps in.
He's 1 lap overcut. He's gone on to the hard, so he should come out in 4th, I'm gonna guess. He should come out ahead of Revo. That'll be the real key. Whether Revo made up enough time. I wouldn't think he has. He's coming onto the home straight now.
Let's jump in. Skyfield with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's going to hurt his chances because he already had a 3-second warning. Alright, so Pacey comes out in third. Revo 2 seconds behind him. So Revo's going to be seeing the red mist there. He's going to see Pacey and go, righto, I'm taking that position back as Seb stays out. And of course Seb and Gus both still on soft, so they're going to have to pit in at some point. So right now Pacey is ahead. His strategy paid off, of course, with a little bit of a mishap there with Revo. So all Pacey has to do is just keep a good race, keep his head down, keep a good race, and he'll finish out there in first. But I don't think Revo's going to let him just have it. I think Revo's going to put his foot down. He's going to try and drive the crap out of the car and climb that time back. But right now, the time is 2.2 between these drivers.
It's interesting for me, personally. If I was Pacey, I would have probably stayed out there and see if the mediums were still the faster tyre, because he played it pretty conservative there, pitting 1 lap after. Obviously doesn't feel like he could make the gap any bigger on his mediums and really punish Revo for going on the softs to start.
Right, so something's happened there in the midfield as 3 cars overtake Bull and Rocky. I'm not sure what happened there, but alright, Revo and Gus both pull into the pits, which puts Pacey on pole with Revo close behind. So we'll see.
Bull and Rocky is down an end plate.
So he must have collided with the wall there, and that's what gave...
And he's pitting.
Alright, so we've got decent lead here. So Revo 1.6 behind Pacey. So he has dropped the time. He started off on 2.6, now he's at 1.6, so he shaved off a second. Pacey just driving. Now obviously he has the fresher hards, but it's by 1 lap, so really it's not going to be too much of a difference.
And Seb leaves the session.
Seb leaves the session. So assuming it's a DC.
Well, you gotta think.
And that's unfortunate. But we'll see what happens with him. Obviously just getting driven past by a ghost. Okay, so Revo dropping the time again, 1.4 as he comes into the swimming pool.
Yeah, that fight's going to be well and truly on. Revo's got the pace over Pacey.
Saxo with a 3-second time penalty there. God, time penalties flying left and right. Got to be careful with those corners, man. This can end your race if you're not careful. You're just going to keep getting time, and then eventually you're going to have absolutely no fight. So... Alright, might just jump down in here to the middle section as we've got a nice train happening. Oh, Lotus gets a 3-second time penalty as well.
Gus and Skyfield going on the alternate strategy. They've pitted and they've gotten fresh mediums. So, obviously planning to pit again at some point.
Seeing if they can make up that time with speed. Alright, so Bandcamp, as he moves up in towards Massenet, there's a decent train happening here with Saxa, Matzoid and Bandcamp all within 0.4. Oh god, Lotus gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane again. So not a great race for him right now.
Yeah, we've got Flyboy, the doorstop at the moment. No one can get past him in 5th. Bit of a train.
Bull and Rocky gets a 3-second time penalty there. God, man, the stewards are having a field day. So Bandcamp doing his best to keep on the back of all of these cars. Lotus gets another 3-second time penalty. Oh.
Gus doing his best to close the gap between the old AI Seb. Now's his chance.
4 seconds of gap between him and Seb. Oh god, look at the gaps here in the middle here. Saxo. So Matt Zoid is 0.2. We'll jump on board with Bandcamp, see what they can have. Now obviously he's going to have DRS, but it's not going to do much. DRS is not a big game changer here at all. You just don't have enough time to use it on the straight. I mean, sure, it lets you keep your gap, but...
Yeah, it doesn't give you the car length that you really need to balls it up the first.
Alright, Seb's back in. But he's still in third, so obviously the gap now 12 seconds because of the AI driving, but he might be able to make it back. It's only lap 13, so we'll see how well he can do. It's Bandcamp trying to come up onto the back of that Red Bull.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Pencil. For me, I would have stayed out longer as Pacey and to just use those fast mediums. Surely they would have had more pace than these hards still. So I feel like he nullified himself a little bit there, but Revo's within half a second of him now. This is going to be fun.
coming out of the tunnel there. Hard on the brakes. As Flyboy has a little bit of a gap there, but I think Saxa is making up time. He's dropping it down to almost the 2-second mark. With the Red Bull on the back of that Alpha. Wants it. Just can't seem to get past. So coming past Raskas. Band forced to go on the outside there as to avoid a contact. Okay, so Saxa goes into the pits there, which puts Matzoid and Van Camp up 1 position each. Now they're on the chase for Flyboy. We might just move up quickly back to Revo. Now he's right on the back of Pacey here. So now he gets to play the pressure game.
We'll see if he's still got some red mist. He might try the old pit maneuver on Pacey.
Alright, so Risson in the chat there. Probably figured fresh hards would be faster than those mediums. Didn't want to lose track position. That's a pretty good call. I think he just saw that Revo, Revo obviously spun out there. The gap got large enough where Pacey went, yep, no worries, I can come out, go into the pits and come out in front of him. And
yeah, certainly the conservative strategy and probably the smart one most of the time. More aggressive would be stay out in the mediums another 3 laps, see if they still got the pace, and then have really fresh hards near the end of the race in comparison. Help you fight a little bit better, but obviously he thought he one-on-one he can.
Oh, there's a lock-up! Oh, he's hit the wall!
Not good.
Alright, we'll try and assess damage here, but it looks like he's lost the end plate. And I think
he's going to
that's
have an orange wing.
God, he's got a bloody... The wing's flat. So he's lost one section of the wing.
For sure.
Oh,
that invites Seb into the battle again.
That's gotta suck.
And Gus.
So Revo's not going to be able to do well with just that type of wing. He's going to have to pit. Now, Seb is 12 seconds behind, so Revo's going to maybe come out...
He'll come out 5th, I reckon.
It's about 20 seconds, right? I think it's about 20 seconds.
Yeah, usually around that, yeah.
So Pacey's got to be laughing at this point. Jeff on things just saying, yep, the guy drive behind you just bottled it. You've now got a 5-second lead there.
That's the classic understeer from following too close to the car in front. You just don't have the grip.
You just don't have the downforce.
Don't have the downforce. Like tyres have overheated. Yeah.
That's right. And like I said, Revo is aggressive. So Revo has pace. We know that. He's fast. But he's aggressive. So he has to think, okay, look, I have to play it a little bit safe. Otherwise, things like this could happen. And unfortunately, it did. Now, he's gone into the pits. So Seb's probably going to come out in front of him. And Gus is probably going to come out in front of him. That's going to put him in 4th. Right? With
add the 4 seconds for the wing change as well.
That's right.
So it's going to be like a 25-second stop.
We'll stay on board with him. We'll see how fast it's going to be.
Matzoid and Payne are going to be into the battle as well.
So Gus is out there now. Flyboy's 19 seconds behind. So
Flyboy's home straight.
We'll see. Oh God, he gets pushed down into 7th. No, he's going to be further again. 8th,
wow.
9th. Skyfield goes past as well. So he's going to rejoin right behind the Williams of Skyfield there as Greeny now comes up onto that straight. So that's heavy. That is heavy. He went from 2nd to 9th with an accident on turn 1. Monaco, no prisoners. But, of course, he had to pit. So, Revo's gone onto the medium tyre. He can make it fast. No Connolly. Revo tried to brake a little bit later. Unfortunately, locked up that front left and went straight into the wall there at turn 1. So that broke his end plate. And that's why he had to pit there. So, but he's taken the advantage, gone into mediums.
22 laps on these mediums, so I can't see that happening.
Right, so he's going to try and work up that pace. He's going to try and get the speed with those mediums and see what he can do. But yes, he will. Or he can do just a do or die and try and keep it out there as Hamilton did in real life. But not sure if it's as forgiving. So we'll see how he goes.
He might be banking on another wing change later on and figure may as well just go on the faster tyre and keep going.
So Revo, now he's not in the right space here. He knows he's faster than everyone. So his mission is to take down that Williams. So Skyfield's got to go down now. Matzoid overtakes Flyboy there, but Matzoid gets a 3-second time penalty, so he must have cut there on turn 1. As they all move up, there's 5 cars coming into Casino right now. Revo's got the pace. He's going to go in the middle. Oh, he goes on the inside. Does he take down Skyfield? He does, but Skyfield's got to give him the space, which he doesn't. Oh, there's a bit of drifting there, but he manages to get up on that left side, and he's going to come down as they come down into Mirabeau. There's contact again, but he forces the Williams out. So Skyfield's forced to come back as Revo does not care.
Doorstop Flyboy strikes again. That was... Jeez, that's harsh through that section, isn't it?
Right now, Revo took up that position. He has no damage as he comes into tunnel. Now he's looking at Flyboy. Flyboy notorious for holding people up, but Revo's not going to take it. Oh, there's contact again.
Wow.
Did he take out that end plate? No, it looks like he's still got everything there. Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like everything there.
Wow.
So Flyboy. Oh my God. Okay,
Red mist alert.
God, so Revo takes up that position again. I told you, he was aggressive. He does not care. Now he looks at his teammate, and he's telling his teammate, get the hell out of the way. Oh my God. Now Major Payne's got a decision to make. What's he going to do?
Pull over, surely. Don't scrap. Don't ruin your own race. Let him go.
That's it. Lets the teammate go. Knows the teammate's faster. All right. Oh my God. This is insane. Revo's just like, get out of my way. I have a position to be in. All right, now he's got to come up on that Red Bull of Matt Zoid, 1.5 the gap. God, he's driving the hell out of this car. Fantastic driving so far. He's really lucky to get away with no damage because Flyboy hit him pretty hard. He did swerve in, and it was a good contact on that wing, but luckily nothing happened there as Flyboy drops down one position to Skyfield.
Real winner here so far is Gus and Band. I really hope they can keep it together. Those two deserve a good result.
Third and fourth respectively. Bandcamp 9 seconds behind Gus there, so not sure if he's going to be able to make that up. But again, it's Monaco. Gus might make a mistake. We'll see what happens. Lap 18 of 39.
Another pit for both of them to come yet, so it's a lot to play for.
Debris in the chat. Revo is a 17-year-old Max and Leclerc. Yep, pretty much. He's got the skill and he's got the determination. And bloody hell, he does not let up. Like I said, I'm really surprised he got away with no damage there because that was contact. I mean, that was real contact as he locks up that right rear there. All right, now he comes up onto Matoid 0.5. The difference, DRS probably won't give him enough, but we'll see what happens. He has to play it safe though because he doesn't want to lock up again. God, look at that 112.
Wow.
There's a spin. Oh man, there's the end plate of the Red Bull. That's probably going to get investigated by the stewards because he went way too hard. He had no, he was not, there was no length of his car enough in that thing. So he turned in, and unfortunately the Red Bull the two tyres collided and it forced the Red Bull into the wall. And now that's put Matt Zoid out.
Pure red mist. Matt did nothing wrong then. He well and truly had the line. So that's all on Revo. That's a 5-second penalty if I've ever seen.
And that's unfortunate because now the Red Bull has damage, but Revo does not. So it's going to have to force Matoid into the pits because he's going to have such a hard time making corners with that end plate gone. Oh, and that's unfortunate. Revo has to kind of ease it up. Oh, he doesn't care. Down this inside of Nova Chicane.
He's full torpedo.
Ooh, but
he is red mist, man. I don't think he can see through his goggles. He's torpedo.
Yeah, Revo, as Matt said, Revo gives no fucks. You are correct. So he had to pull at the back there at Nouvelle Chicane because he knew he wasn't going to make it and didn't want to try and get another collision. I'm assuming he didn't want to make another collision. I'm not sure. So we'll see if Matt goes into the pits there. No, he stays out. No, he does go into the pits. Okay, so Revo's now out. So Matoid's probably going to make a claim on that on the stewards because that was pretty bad. Revo did not have space there. Revo did not have any claim to that corner. He was on the inside of the corner. He didn't have any half of his car. It was literally just the wing. So it's unfortunate that that's happened. But Revo's just like, get out of my way. And unfortunately, he doesn't care who he takes out, but he's going to have to because that's probably going to come back to bite him. But right now, I don't think he cares.
Poor thing is for poor Matt. Like he was in a really nice position there. He was enjoying his race, and he's had it ruined. So hopefully he can get back in that top 10. He's in a good position to do so. But yeah, that's a bit silly from Revo, a little bit child. Our stewards will have something to say about that.
Right, so now his head is down. His mind is one thing and one thing only. He wants to get back into that first position. But to do so, he's got to make up a 4-second gap on Bandcamp, and then he's got to make up the rest of the gap there. Lap 21 of 39. So we've got, 18 laps to go. So we'll see how that works. Alright, so Seb 18 seconds behind Pacey there. Gus Rules 3 seconds behind Seb, and Bandcamp with 8 seconds there. So that's a pretty decent gap there. Pacey is just well ahead. So as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he's pretty much got this in the bag, I think.
I think you're right there, Dabry. I think if I was in front of Revo right now, I'd just put my blinker on and pull over and let him go. Don't want to ruin my own race. Don't fight him. It's still too far to go. Too much to play for.
Let's have a look at some of the other intervals here. So combined 0.8 behind Greeny there. Bull and Rocky 1.2 behind him. And Matzoid 10 seconds behind Bull and Rocky. That is so unfortunate there. Hopefully something can come out of it. We'll see.
Well, most of the guys in front of him still have to pit again. So as long as he makes good pace, I mean, he'll have to bid again as well, but if he can make good pace, we'll see. Points finish is still on the cards. Long way to go. We're only just over the halfway point, so a lot of wings yet to be broken, I have to say.
Yes, indeed. As the tyres get more and more worn down, the car gets more and more of a pig to handle. As we're on board with Revo, God, he's making up that time. He just went from a 5-second gap. He's brought it down to 2.3. God, the red mist is strong. Oh, he's coming up now to Saint Deveau. Man, he wants that position back. That's what it is, and he doesn't care who he takes out in the process.
Oh, I think he knows now. He's got so much blood on his hands. He's going to need a hell of a gap, because I don't even know what the stewards have put as a penalty for that hit on Matt Zoid. I mean, 10 seconds, 20 seconds? What are they going to do?
I don't know. I think Revo at this point, in his mind, I think he's just like, look, let's just finish the race and deal with the consequences afterwards. So right now he's coming up on Bandcamp, and it's fast. He was just 2.2, now he's 1.8. Coming into Portier, he's 1.6. He's going to come out of that tunnel. He's going to gain so much time. I guarantee he's going to be within 1.5 as he comes into the bottom of that chicane. As he comes through Tabak and the swimming pool, he's going to bring it down to 1. There it is, 1.5. As he comes through Tabak, that's going to come down again. And he's just going to make more and more pace. And Band's going to have to make a decision. Either he holds his ground and he defends, or he gets out of the way.
Suicide. It's absolutely suicide. Just let him go. You'll see him in a couple of laps' time when he's sideways and he goes through him. Just let him go.
PK versus Senna. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, so Revo now 1 second in the gap as they come up into Massenet. Oh man, this is I'm on the edge of my seat, mate. He's flying up this corner. He's gaining on that Renault like it's nobody's business except his own. 0.7 now the gap. 0.6. Oh, please don't tell me he's going to do it on the hairpin.
Oh, I think surely he's got more sense than that, I think.
Nah, he just falls behind. That's okay. So he's probably going to do a dive down at the Nouvelle chicane. Band's probably going to be expecting it. So what will he do? Will he do defensive in the tunnel? He might even try it in the tunnel. Who knows? We'll see how he comes in. Oh, he's got the pace. Look at him getting the toe as they come out right into that blinding sun down on the chicane. Will he go on the outside? No. Maybe he's learnt from that last time. Maybe he doesn't want to sacrifice getting damage to himself, because that would just end his day. All that hard work he's done to try and come up through the grid, if he got himself damaged, that would just be it, which is unfortunate.
Band's defending, I can tell by his ERS usage, so we'll see if he wants to defend down this straight into turn 1. No, he's going to pit. Smart move, Band. Smart move.
Smart move indeed. So Revo gets that position for free. Now his sights are set on the Ferrari of Gus. All right, so currently...
So Band will go on to another set of mediums to the end from here. So his pits are theoretically done.
So Revo's... well, you'd think he'd make another pit just because of tyres, but he might actually try and go to them. We'll see what happens. He is currently on 0 on the ERS, so he's charging it up all the way because he knows that he's going to have to use it in order to get those positions back.
If Revo can do 24 laps on these mediums after pushing as hard as he has and locking up in every second corner, hats off.
So Polo Pepsi gets a 3-second time penalty again, so that's an unfortunate race for him. Alright, so Combined gets up there with Greeny. Saxo overtaking Matt Zoid as Matt Zoid goes into the pits. Sorry about that.
Lotus picks up the compulsory speeding in pit lane. There's always got to be at least one. It's big dick energy for you.
Alright, so Revo 8 seconds behind Gus. And it seems to be pretty constant, so we'll see how it goes. Still 0 on the ERS. Come on, YouTuber. And Bull and Rocky again with 3-second time penalties. My God, so many penalties. We'll pause for a minute. Let's just go to the incidents page.
Pacey has his number 1 fans slogan ready to go as he's 20 seconds up over Seb. I mean, this is just a walk in the park for him. Fell into his lap.
I have to say, if that race director screen is off. That was... I scrolled for a good, 5 seconds there.
Good essay, yeah.
Alright, so Connolly, you're right. Let's let Revo have his own little space there. Let's jump down to Greeny and Combined. 1 second there. The Combined is right up on the back of Flyboy.
Flyboy into the old doorstop. Jeez. Channeling his inner me. That'll be me, tier 2. Watch out.
Oh, a little bit of contact there as they come down into that hotel hairpin. Alright, so that's allowed Greeny to catch up as well. And Bull and Rocky's making his way up too. So, Flyboy. Now, look, he's allowed to do what he's doing. Right? There's no blue flag, there's nothing. He's holding his position, but it's creating such a train, and then you've got to take into account the fact that they're going to be back markers again. So, now Gus overtakes Pacey as Pacey comes into pit.
They're also killing their tyre sitting behind him. They'll be hot. I can see from combined he's got very little ERS, so he's been pushing. Just can't seem to get it done clean. Maybe a torpedo in turn 1 is what it'll take.
Alright, a little bit of a train happening now behind Flyboy, so Combined's going to have the DRS. Is it going to do anything? Probably not. But we'll see how it goes as he comes in at turn 1.
He's got to do it. Oh, he pulled out of it. And probably took a warning as well.
Yeah, but you see, you can't risk it too much there because, as we saw with Revo,
Flyboy is slow through there.
Matt Zoid gets a 3-second time penalty as well, unfortunate for him. God, this is a great train that's happening right here. God, man, Combined right on the back of that, and Greeny sort of just like, don't forget about me, and Bull and Rocky, you know, he's keeping it there too. So Flyboy's really slow. Yeah. Alright, quick leader update. We've got Seb in first there on his hards.
Pacey's had a pit.
Pacey did have a pit, but he just overtook Gus there.
He's got fresh mediums and 3.5 seconds make up on Seb, so he should be able to do that fairly easy.
So yeah, he'll be able to ride them to the end.
He's going to push for that extra bonus point fastest lap.
Revo is now 13 seconds behind Gus, so it looks like Revo's going to end up there in 4th. Unless he can pull out some magic. Jeez, look at this train happening right here. Flyboy gets out of the way, goes into the pits, which allows Combined and Greeny and Bull and Rocky to just let loose as they come out there up to turn 1. So now there's going to be a bit of a more intense battle here from these three. Now, will Greeny be able to keep up that pace? 0.7 between him and Combined, 0.6 between Bull and Greeny. And this is for 7th, 8th and 9th here. Skyfield comes across as well. Is Flyboy still stuck in the pits there? God, this has been a hectic race so far.
It's been great for the little guys, so to speak. They've found it coming into their own. Combined got a good chance for a nice finish here, as is Bandcamp. Fresh meat. Major Pain probably going to stop again, you'd think. 18 laps on those hards.
A 112.1 there on his fresh medium, so. And Lotus gets another 3-second time penalty. So Pacey's rapidly reducing that gap there. 1.3, 1.2. So it looks like he's probably going to take that position away from Seb. Now it's going to be up to Seb to try and maintain second. I don't think Seb will try and hold first. I think he'll play the smart game and let him past.
Here's some 200 IQ move. Flyboy's gone out on the softs after that.
Well, he won't be setting fastest lap. That's for sure. As we see them all overtaking someone there.
I mean, he's obviously going to have to try, but he's going to have to pit again. There's no way he's going to get 12 laps out of those softs.
No way. So, alright, Seb takes down one. So, Pacey now back in the lead. Might just pop up there. Have a look at what's happening here. Are they racing each other? Gap says no. I think Seb's let him past and just sort of gone, yep, I'm happy with second. Now, Gus has 5 seconds to make up there, so I don't know if that's going to be the case. Revo with 15 seconds. Get Pacey, 1:11.7. Woof.
I feel like Flyboy just threw away some points going on those softs there. I really think if he just went on the mediums, a couple of guys in front of him are going to have to pit again. He could have been looking at a nice points finish, but it's going to be tough for him now. Softs, and he's outside the top 10. Got to pit again.
Revo's just got into the pits there, as Major Payne overtakes his teammate there while he's in the pits. So we'll see. Will he switch? What will he switch to? Do you think he'll switch to... So he switched back to his hards. So he's going to go to hard for the rest
10
of the
laps. You'd think medium, but he's on hards, so...
It's coming up on hards for me. I'm not sure.
God, yeah, he's on hards.
He's dropped down in 9th position. Okay. Will we see another red-misted Racing Point driver coming up?
I don't know why. Why wouldn't you go on the mediums? You could easily get 10 fast laps out of him. But, I don't know, he's smarter than me most of the time, so... He's obviously got some sort of plan.
Let's just drop down to Bandcamp, sitting 0.3 behind Major Payne there as they come through the tunnel. Will Bandcamp try to do something? He's going down on the inside of the turn. He makes it. Forces the racing point behind and takes that 4th position. As Major Payne gets a 3-second time penalty because he got forced off the track.
Jeez, that's a harsh penalty.
That's unfortunate.
That is a harsh one.
That is so unfortunate. But Bandcamp takes that position there. Now he's 20 seconds behind Gus, so it's safe to say that he's probably not going to compete for that. Of course, if any accidents were to happen, he might be able to make it up. But I think your main battle is going to be between him and Major Payne. We'll see if they can keep that up. And it looks like Seb's probably going to keep that 2nd position quite comfortably. Of course, unless he has something in issue, God forbid another disconnect.
So, Revo pitted then, but he didn't change tyres.
He didn't change. Sorry, let's go.
No, he's still on 7-lap old hards.
Well,
did he not have any more tyres to pit for?
Maybe he didn't have more of an allocation.
He may not have had any more mediums left, and he just had to stay on his hards. He couldn't go to softs from where he was, so I feel like he just had a little bit of a brain fade and realised he didn't have the tyres he needed.
Well, he's still making up the time. I mean,
yeah, he just gave away a pit stop for nothing. He'll be now really red mist.
Yeah, so he's dropping it down. Matzoy retires from the session there, so that's 3.
What a shame.
So 4.
What an absolute shame for Matt. He was sitting 3rd and pretty until he got yeeted into the Shadow Realm, so he'll be frustrated.
So we'll have to see what comes of that. I'm sure that the stewards will have something to say.
Big F in the chat for Matt on that one. I'm totally aboard.
All right, so on board. Oh, Revo gets a 3-second time penalty coming around that chicane. So that's going to put him back even further, but I don't think he cares. Right now he's just trying to make up the positions. Let's see, 0.3 behind the Alpha. Now there is a massive train in front of him, and knowing Revo and what he's shown so far, he is not going to let up. So Bull and Rocky, the first target in his sights. We'll see what he can do there as the DRS comes on. All right, will he do a cheeky turn 1 attack? Ooh, no, he holds behind. So now he's going to come in with the Massenet. Will he do what Pacey did to him? Oh, he's so close. Now he's going on the inside, and he takes it. Forces the Alpha right up there, so now he's in 8th. And now he's got the Renault.
AI combined, slowing him down.
All right, so that's it. Pushing there again. Revo takes 7th. He's got 2 unconventional overtaking spots. Now they come into the hotel hairpin. Will he do the way outside? No. Combined. God, combined would have got a warning for that. God, he went way up on that material there. So now he's going to come into the tunnel. He's going to have the advantage there, so he'll definitely take him out. That's it.
Combined. Preserving his own life there, probably smart.
As he moves out, so that's good by him. Now he's got a 15-second gap between him and his teammate. I don't know about that one. I don't think we're going to see that, but it's dropping rapidly. 14-7, 14-6. Nope, 14-8. My mistake. So we'll see how that pans out. We'll let him do his thing. Let's just jump on with Greeny there. So they've still got that train is still happening. Combined Greeny and Bull Rocky.
In other news, you've got to think Gus will probably push to the end from here on those ancient mediums. 17 second, he'll drop back to 4th. If he went for fresh tyres now, but it's probably better off just staying out there. He's got a 16-second gas on band.
21 laps there on those medium tyres, and he's still got 7 laps to go.
They'll be dead, but
that could be an issue. He only has to make one small mistake, and Band will take that 3rd position from him. So,
does Band have the pace though? Oldish mediums now as well, 8 laps.
Yeah, but a lot fresher, and he's bringing it down. He was just on 17 there, so he's keeping it around the 17 mark.
Yeah.
So it depends how serious Gus manages to make an accident.
Track position's everything though, isn't it? If Gus pits, he'll come out just behind Bandcamp fresh tyres, but then he's got to do the overtake, and that's risk, isn't it? So tough. That's a tough decision for Gus.
So Revo
he's either got to go now or not.
Yeah, well, Revo's just dropped from 17 seconds to 12. And he's still got ridiculous. 6 laps. Revo is just pushing this car. God, he gets performance out of that thing as he comes down to 11.6, and it's just dropping 11.4. I mean, God, what a drive! If it wasn't just caked in drama, it's just
so quick. It's mind blowing. He's a good 3 seconds faster than me around here in every lap. It's, I don't know, it blows my mind.
So he just keeps bringing down that pace, but Greeny's smelling blood in the water as well. He wants combined. He was so close as he came up through Massenet there. So he's got to be making moves sometime soon because he's only got 5 laps to do it. As Revo brings it down to 10 seconds. My God, he's just gaining more and more pace.
I think he's 3rd best overall for deadly dive bombs as well. Dabry in chat, like he's a risky boy, but geez, he's got pace.
Now it's sub 10. Now he's on 9. He's gonna catch him, and it's ridiculous. Major Payne's gap is only increasing from Bandcamp, and Revo's time is only decreasing from him. So it's just, man. I mean, admittedly, Major Payne is on 25 lap old hards. So, Greedy takes the overtake there because Combined decides to go into the pits. Weird move, but anyway.
30 lap old hards for Greeny. There's not much rubber left on those bad boys. He's on belts.
Saxa just takes a 3-second time penalty there. So now it's Bull and Rocky that's looking to get Greeny there. Now Bull and Rocky on the medium, so he's got the better pace. And Greeny's on such old hards there, but I mean the mediums on 23 laps isn't nothing to sniff at either because they're going to be pretty wonky. So we'll see what the Alpha driver can do. Quick update on Revo. He's bringing it down to 8 seconds. He's just about to put it down to 7.9 there. That's insane. I'm sorry, but that's just...
He's a level above the rest of us, isn't he?
He is, my God. It is unfortunate what happened to him. Personally, I think that we both agree that Pacey had the right of way there. I think he did have the correct opportunity to try and overtake, and I think that Revo should have probably backed up a little bit and saved it, but unfortunately that's not what happened, and it did cost him. And then of course he went on his little red mist tirade and cost Matzoid arguably a 4th or 5th. But
well, Revo has 6 seconds of penalties to contend with as well.
Yeah, that is true.
Major Payne, I'm not sure. I think he's got 3 seconds. I don't know if he's got any more than that. So that might help him as well. But rid of the squeaky bum time.
So Bull and Rocky just clipping the barrier there with his wheels, but no damage. That's okay. He's still gaining on Greeny there. Now it's down to the sub 1 second. As Revo is bringing it down to 5 seconds, and Major Payne's only getting longer and longer, so he'll probably catch him. There's 3 laps to go in this race.
A good question will be, will Major Payne let him go, or will he fight him for it? Because suddenly you're in crunch time.
Alright, so I just saw blue flags coming up there, so it looks like they're coming up on back markers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Apollo's good.
Oh man, Bull and Rocky took way wide. Gets a 3-second time penalty for his trouble. Alright, while everything's happening, let's just quickly jump up there to the leader. As the leader's coming in through the swimming pool there. Pacey, good job from him. Decent strategy.
He's closing up on Skyfield. Wow.
So we've got 3 laps to go, and the back markers might become a bit of an issue here.
When you start lapping people who are in the points, that tells you something, doesn't it?
So Pacey with incredible speed there.
Incredible consistency more than anything. Like, goes to show, like, 1-on-1 is pretty equal with Revo and Pace, let's be real, but in terms of lasting the whole race, he's in a class of his own at the moment.
So Seb 16 seconds behind his teammate there, jumping on with Gus as he's coming up through turn 1 now, 9 seconds behind Seb. Revo has just made the gap 3 seconds, so it looks like within 2 laps he's probably going to be able to overtake Major Payne there, but it's probably not going to. It's going to be for nothing because if he's got all those penalties,
fight him for it. Park it on the apex. We know he's got the miss. Let him do something silly.
As
Bring
he gets
out the
closer
popcorn.
and closer, I will make sure to jump on. Let's drop down to Bandcamp now. He's coming in through the first part of Mirrorboat as he makes his way down to the hotel hairpin. He's 9 seconds behind Gus there, so you're probably looking at your grid, your final grid, ladies and gentlemen. Pacey in first with Seb behind and Gus taking up that 3rd place on the podium. Revo now down to 1.8 seconds behind his teammate. Righto. Let's go on
Skyfield
board.
might go for a cheeky dive bomb on Bull and Rocky as well, as he has fresh-ish hards compared to Bull and Rocky's dead mediums. 26 laps on those mediums.
Revo coming out of the tunnel. Can see his teammate there. Brakes hard into the Novelle chicane. Comes around, brings down that gap to, what's that, 0.6. As they come in through Tabark, making their way towards the swimming pool. 0.4 now the gap, 0.3. So he'll probably take him there on the main straight, but will Major Payne get out of the way? I'd say he should. But we'll see what happens.
Side by side, turn 1, who will lose?
Yep, gets way out of the way. Way out of the way.
Yeah.
So that's it, Revo done. Now, here's the question.
Will he stay within 3 seconds? That's all he needs to do.
Yes, we will see. So Revo now getting way out of the pace. Major Payne was dropping down really hard behind Band, so I don't know if he's going to have the ability to keep up, but we'll see. All right, now that that's done, we'll leave them. Let's go down to Flyboy. He's 1 second behind Skyfield. Actually, we'll drop one back. See if Skyfield can do anything here. Last lap. So he's got to come down through. It's 0.2 behind the Alpha there. Last chance to do anything. God, he's sniffing up the back of that Alpha. As they come up through Massenet, will he make something? An end plate just flew off. I'm not sure who that belonged to. And that looks like it belonged to the Williams.
That's the Skyfield, yep.
Now he's going to have a bit of trouble holding on to that car. God, he gets another collision there, but he keeps that end plate, so that's unfortunate for him.
Now Flyboy licks his lips.
And he's on soft tyres as well, so he's going to have a grip advantage. Oh. Okay, so as it stands, it looks like your winner will be Pacey. Let's jump on with him as he goes through the Novelle chicane. Skyfield still 0.6.
Fantastic drive as always for Pacey. Ever reliable.
That's it. As he makes his way through the swimming pool, up to Raskas. And then past the final corner. Comes onto that final straight, and your winner in Monaco is Pacey in the Mercedes. Fantastic drive there as Seb makes his way through swimming pool as well. Comes up to Raskas, so that's a 1-2 there for the Mercedes drivers. Not bad.
Skyfield and Flyboy jump Bull and Rocky thanks to penalties.
There it is. And then we've got Gus coming up there in third. So as we have a look here, we'll get a finalised grid order soon. Gus coming up onto that final straight. He crosses the line there in third. Alright, and then Bandcamp close behind him. Boom, there we go. And then Revo making his way around Raskas now.
He's 4.5 seconds.
Oh, God, he gets a little bit of drift there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, showboating a little bit. And he crosses the line there. Now, when Major Payne crosses, we'll see how that all comes together.
Still 3 seconds off. But I gotta say, I'd be surprised if Revo keeps his 5th place finish after the stewards are done. But stranger things have happened, but we'll see.
Right, so there is your winner. Pacey in the Mercedes with his teammate on second. Nice result there for Mercedes in the constructors. And it's good to see Gus there up there in the Ferrari getting the Ferrari some points. So that's great.
Great drive from him. He'll be stoked with that, I think.
Alright, so that has been quite a drama-filled event. But enjoyable nonetheless. So we'll see what incidents show up for the stewards to investigate after that. But either way, it was quite an interesting race. And hopefully we'll get a great one as well next week. Now, me and C Carrot have to jump out and get ready for our race. Hopefully you've enjoyed. I've been Kunai, this has been C Carrot, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys. Stick around if you want to see some carnage.